Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be listening to some stories about dreams. Like and subscribe.
Hey, it's Dr. Dare. I just came to share a story. Um, Usually, when I'm dreaming about my mom or my dad, who are both deceased, they never talk in the dream, right? And so I've been trying to figure out why that is. So I decided to look it up online, and it says, um, unresolved issues. A dream of a dead person not talking to you may be a sign that you still have unresolved issues with them from when they were alive. It is important to take time to reflect on those issues and find a way to reach closure. Or it could be number two, grief. Dreaming of a dead person not talking to you can be a sign that you are struggling to cope with their death. It is important to take the time to grieve and to find ways to honor the memory of the deceased. Or number three, it could be that spiritual guidance, the dead may be trying to impart wisdom and teachings to you through your dream. It is important to take time to reflect again. And then number four, closure. Dreaming of a dead person not talking to you can be a sign that you are seeking closure. And so I'm going to think mine is the spiritual guidance of, because if you listen to another video that I posted from my dad, it was kind of a lesson being taught in the dream. So just thought, have you ever dreamed that you had a dream with your deceased about your deceased person, and did they talk in the dream or not? Curious to know. Put it in a comment.
7Physical sensations. Are there any scents, sounds, or sensations of touch that you feel that also remind you of your loved one? Open your eyes again and speak their name aloud while focusing again on all of your senses. Sometimes people report hearing a voice when no one was there. Again, this could be a sign to you. Did you recognize the voice? Try to respond aloud and see if your loved one can speak with you. 7. Coincidences. An increase in connections that seem to happen by chance is a sign that your loved one is reassuring you that they are looking out for you. This synchronicity in your life could be brought about by your loved one acting on your behalf. It is natural to feel fear when we experience signs from the spirit of a deceased loved one. Your loved one will continue to love you even beyond death, so respond with love in mind rather than fear. Keep an open mind and remember that this isn't the ghost of an unknown person. This is your friend or relative reaching out to you. Although many people have claimed to communicate with the dead, most remain skeptical. There are psychics or mediums, also called channelers, that you can contact if you wish to try to reach out to your loved one, but beware of scam artists who will only tell you what you want to hear.
If you're hearing voices right before you fall asleep or right before you wake up and no one's there, this is why. Whenever we're in that in-between state, in between being awake and asleep, our conscious mind is relaxed. And when the conscious mind is relaxed, that's when we're in the receptive state to start to hear things like spirits. Now, not to panic, it's probably one of your ancestors or loved ones who have recently passed away. And they've probably been trying to get your attention for most of the day, but your conscious mind was awake and they couldn't get through. So the second you fall asleep, you hear them. Let me know some of the things that you've heard when you've been in that in-between state.
What does it mean when you dream of someone that has passed away? Now, there's two ways you can take this. If you dream of someone and in the dream you think that they are alive, that is usually just your brain trying to process something with this person or with other areas of your life. And this person might just be in your dream because it's somebody that you trusted or somebody that even did bad things to you. So there's different ways that you can dream about them. However, when you dream about someone and you know that they are passed away in the dream and you wake up and you remember it like it's like it happened in reality, and also if you're emotional, that is someone coming to visit you in your dream. That is a visitation. So there's a difference between the two. If you know that they are alive, that's usually something that you're trying to process and you need somebody's help, or that you need to process something with somebody that has passed. The other thing is if you know that they are dead and you are emotional when you wake up and you can remember that dream for like days and years. I remember dreams like that forever. That is a visitation and they're coming to say hi.
So I had a visitation dream last night from my dad, and I'm going to explain to you what they are, at least from my experience with them. Okay, so I've had 3 since August of 2022, ever since my dad died. The first one, I was doing yard work at my parents' house. My dad was driving their car. He pulled into the driveway, waved to me. I waved back to him. He got out of the car, walked over to me, gave me a hug, and then he vanished. The second one was my wife and I were getting married. There was a lot of stuff going on. We're nervous. We're like young, new couple. And I saw my dad coming through. It wasn't in a church, but I saw him coming through like the venue or whatever it is. And he came over and I heard his voice plain as day. Are you okay? And I shook my head no. And he gave me a hug and he said, it's going to be okay. Again, his voice. Then last night I just had one too. I was driving, him and I were going to go camping, hiking, kind of where I grew up in Nebraska. And he was sitting in the passenger seat. I was driving and he reached over and grabbed my forearm and squeezed it. And that was it. They're very rare. They are so hard to explain. It's like kind of like this afterthought of like, my God, was that real? Did I hear my dad's voice? Did I feel his hug? Like, did he squeeze my arm? Like all of those things. And they're so rare There are many other people who have had experiences similar to this, where they've had visitation dreams from their loved ones also. And I wanted to share with you, because a lot of people ask, like, how are you open to signs? Will I get signs? I've never seen signs. I am an intuitive person. I am a very empathetic person, and I do my best to like help and step in when I can. Visitation dreams are just incredible. I don't know what the cadence is to them, or if there is a cadence. I don't think there is, but let me know if you've had one, because I think other people would like to know that it isn't just me, that other people have had dreams like this.
Yeah, this would be considered a visitation dream, and the way that you can tell it's a visitation dream is that it feels so real. When you wake up, you have a hard time distinguishing whether it really happened or if it was a dream. That's the sign.
Hey guys, so this story is about my twin sister. After my twin sister died, so me and my mom, we went up there, and my baby sister, we went up to where she was. They had a body, and we went to view the body and had made arrangements for the funeral home in Mobile to go pick her up. And so we had to go clean our apartment out. So me and my mom knew, I told my mom I was going to raise her kids, and so we had to look for her kids' birth certificate and social security card. So me and my mom looking, and my sister, we all looking while we packing up stuff, but we couldn't find it. And I was like, we was just so emotional, we was just ready to pack the stuff up and just leave. So I told my mom, don't worry about it. I'll just go to Board of Health and get another copy of birth certificate and go to Social Security office and get another copy of their Social Security card. And I was like, let's just go. So we packed everything up, came back to my apartment in Montgomery. And so I had a lot of family members came at my apartment, so I didn't feel like being bothered. So while everybody was up front, I just went in my room and shut the door. And I was just leaning against the wall. And I remember sitting in the corner and just crying. And I had brought one of the suitcases where I had all her kids' stuff in my room. So I'm just sitting there crying, and just like in a state of shock. And I heard my sister's voice so loud and clear. Yeah, I'm not going crazy. And she was like, hey, Kiki, get up and look in the side pocket of the suitcase. And I was like, no, I don't feel like moving. And my sister was like, okay, but I need you to get up and look in that pocket. And I was like, you did not hear me? Now, mind you, just me in the room, but I heard my sister. I said, I don't feel like getting up. I said, I just viewed your body. You gone. I said, I'm mad. You're not here anymore. I don't feel like getting up. My sister said, girl, just get your butt up and just do what I say. She started hollering at me. So I was like, wait a minute. Girl, I don't care if you're dead or not. You ain't gonna be hollering at me. So now I'm hollering like, don't you raise your voice at me. I don't care about you hollering at me. So now I'm hollering. So, and my sister, just get up and just look in the suitcase. And so, I'm hollering back, don't you holler at me? So I heard a knock on my door. So it was my kids, my cousin, auntie. They was like, you okay? Who you hollering at? I said, Mika, she up in here hollering at me like she my mama. I said, I don't care. She don't be raising her voice at me. So now they looking at me like, what? I said, she up in here hollering at me. She lost her doggone mind. So they was like, okay. So they shut the door. And they went on back up front. And so I got mad. So I went over there to the suitcase. And so I'm going through the pockets. And guess what it was? It was the birth certificate and social security cards up in the side pocket of the suitcase. And I was like, oh. And I heard my sister said, next time, just do what I tell you. And I said, next time, don't you be hollering at me. And so, and I heard her chuckle. And she said, bye. And I started crying because I knew I wasn't going to hear her voice no more. But she come to me regularly in my dream. But that was the time my sister hollered at me and she was gone.
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.